Hi guys, so I wanted to give you guys my experience with the hospital here in Tanzania. I feel like that's one of the first questions that people ask me is about the medical system and how things are out here. So I have been living in Tanzania for 5 years. I've had two babies here. I don't really go to the hospital like that unless it's absolutely necessary. So I was in a situation where I needed to go to KCMC, which is located in Moshi, Kilimanjaro. So, first of all, what I will say is as soon as we got there, because the place is so big, we were a little overwhelmed. But it's like as soon as we asked people, like, okay, so where do we go? Where do we need to do this? Where do we need to do that? I felt like everybody was super helpful. They was able to direct us. We even had I think it was a nurse who literally walked us to like the orthopedic section and was like, okay, this is where you need to go. Which I thought was like super nice. Like everybody was just really helpful. So then it came time to, waiting for the doctor, seeing for the doctor. To be honest, like, I felt like the environment, even though it's a hospital, you all know that, like, hospitals are always sad and all that stuff because, people are there because they're sick. But when I tell you, like, baby, the staff, like, reception, doctors, like, when I tell you they were so nice and, like, treated everybody so nice, like, y'all, they was literally handing out tea. Like, the reception was like, chai, like, anybody needs chai? Like, all of the little, like, old people, like, the mom, like, the bibis and babus, they were literally, like, giving them tea, I felt that there were a lot of seats, and I don't know, like, the environment, like, I felt so comfortable. And don't even get me started when I finally saw the doctor. When I finally saw the doctor, he was so knowledgeable and like not annoyed at like me asking questions, because I always have a million questions. This is because I like to know what's going on with me. So I felt like I was asking questions that he wasn't getting annoyed by the questions. Like, he was happy to answer the questions. So yeah, like, it kind of felt like a States experience, because when you go to the States, they literally, like, they'll take out, like, the bone structure. They'll do, like, the whole shebang for you, whether you're seeing a dentist, whether you're seeing a heart doctor, whatever, like, you're seeing. And I felt like he brought out the statues and was like, okay, this is what we're looking at. And I felt heard. I felt like he was actually listening to listening to what is going on with me. Like, when I'm telling him, he's listening, like, he's actually listening. And I like the fact that, like, even though I was the patient, my husband was there, and my husband was able to ask questions, and he was able to be a part of the appointment. I know that some people could get annoyed by that, like, doctors, like, okay, you're not even the patient. But, like, I just had such a good experience. Like, for real, when I left there, I felt happy. And then I got some, like, imaging and all that stuff done, and, like, even the radiologists and all that stuff, they were so sweet. And I know some of you could be like, oh, it's because you're Mzungu, da-da-da. No, I saw, like, guys, when I tell you I was in there for a whole shift, okay, because I needed to go a lot of places, I was in there for a whole shift. And when I tell you that I saw them literally do it for everybody, like, for everybody. It didn't matter where you came from, whether you were there, like, it just didn't matter. Like, oh my God, like, and then, like, the mamas, like, there was even a situation where, like, you got people outside, but not really outside. Like, usually you will see vendors that are, like, pushed outside, but they actually allow them to, like, sell sambusa. So, like, if you're hungry, how you're in the hospital for hours and hours and hours and you're starving, there's nothing to eat. Nah, baby, I tell you that sis was making her coin. BB was outside selling sambusas, selling chai, selling baby, what is it called, the circle thing? Kitumbua. Like, y'all, it was a hospital, but I feel like going there and, like, being there, it really felt like people actually cared. You know, I felt like people actually cared. People getting up for the elderly. You know, you see somebody who's elderly is like 5 people are getting up so that way they can take a seat. I had such a good experience there, for real, for real. And it's not even just that hospital. I have also gone to dentists here, okay? When I went to the dentist in the States, I had a wisdom tooth that I literally went to 3 different dentists when I was in New York, and they all refused to take it out. They all refused to take it out because it was close to the nerve, and they felt uncomfortable. And I went to Dar es Salaam. And I went to a doctor. And the doctor, I showed him the x-ray, and he was like, oh yeah. The doctor was like, oh yeah, I do plenty of these, don't worry about it. They were like, well, you know, the problem with taking out a tooth so close to the nerve is the fact that you know, you can lose sensation of taste and all this stuff. When I tell you, baby, he went into that surgery with confidence, and I felt very comfortable. And this was in Dar es Salaam. And when he took out the tooth or whatever, maybe like an hour, 2 hours later, I had sensation. I was perfectly fine, but I had 3 dentists in New York tell me that they refused to do the surgery because it was on the nerve, and they were scared to do it. So don't always believe everything that you see on the internet. I am telling you from my personal experience as an expat living in Tanzania, my experiences, and you know, yeah, hopefully that helps anybody if need be. Yeah, I've had a great experience so far. And don't even get me started on my birth experiences. My birth experiences was way better than in the US when I had my first daughter. My 2 other kids, my birth experience was amazing. What I love about Tanzania is that they really follow like the natural protocol. They're not so quick to like inject all this stuff in you and do all of this stuff. Like they really, like my wishes were respected. Like it was just, I had such 2 beautiful births. And if I had another baby, I would do it all over again. I would not give birth in the States. I would give birth 1000% here again. Anyways, I'm going shopping. I need to go food shopping, pick up a couple things, but I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.